of Miracle's worst games, period. And then he's still got the Zeratul, which is often target banned against him. This player on camera right now has big shoes to fill, to fill what Reset did on this team, and he's just, in this meta, unable to do so far.
It's also has to do with his hero pool, which he heavily played on Greymane, Sonya, and Thrall before. Right now, Thrall and Greymane, not Thrall, Sonya and Greymane is kind of out of the meta. We barely see those two coming out. Thrall is still in there somewhere, but he dropped down a lot. So that's where Dami has to fill in, try to have some other heroes that he can comfortably play in this competitive league.
Completely agreed. Bans here on Braxis and Warhead Junction for these two, no surprise. And the first pick will go to Miracle, leaving L5 with first ban. And we're going to Dragon Shire.
And also, again, it's pretty sad to see Braxis and Warhead banned out from the beginning.
You're like so sad about
it.
it.
We have no chance of seeing those two maps.
I'm okay with it. Like if people don't want to play them, that's fine. I'm okay with the
if
bans.
If they don't want to play it, that's fine. But I personally like those maps, so I like all the maps.
My favorite maps are the old classic maps. Like of these, of the maps available in our pool this season, Dragonshire, Curse, and Infernal are my favorites, and they're the most picked. So I'm like, I'm a happy guy. I'm a happy caster. But
also want to see some other maps. You know, there are 9 maps available. Maybe at least one game of Braxis or Warhead will be exciting to cast.
Well, as exciting as it would be, it's not happening in this best of 5 G-Clef as we start things off on Dragonshire. L5 winning the coin toss will take first ban, likely to focus on Zeratul. Look again, instantly targeting Dami, saying, okay, this is one of your carry heroes, I'm going to remove that. And this is different than what the other teams, especially the lower tier teams in this tournament so far have been doing, is to target Zeratul. It just shows the respect that they have for this player who's still unable to hit his stride on Miracle.
Yeah, that also gave a chance for Nastrogen to take Falstad. So Miracle was basically just out of options to just to ban out Falstad right there. And Varian taken from the beginning, of course, highly prioritized in Korea right now, so highly.
Yeah, really quick lock in there as well, knowing that with first ban that we kind of forced this situation. This means Miracle has the opportunity to run the Malfurion Ragnaros, which has been the most common second rotation in this scenario with our top 4 teams. It also leaves them the potential to take Vala Tassadar, which is not, since Tassadar's rework, ever been prioritized this highly, but it's something that I know that Miracle's been really building around Vala compositions, something they're going to keep in mind. But they prioritize globals with the Malfurion here into the Dahaka.
This already looks different coming out from Miracle. And then during the break, I was talking to Wolf that if they bring out Vala comps 3 more times or 2 more times or even once from the beginning, and they already know that it's not going to work against L5, especially because they were already defeated against Tempest for using those team comps. And L5 already knows the answer. I don't think Vala is not really high up there in terms of in terms of the tier list in the heroes.
Yeah, I mean, basically what G-Club's trying to say is if they pick Vala early one more time, he's done with them. He's going to walk out. Zarya being available here means they get Rag and Zarya. Now, L5 has made Zarya work incredibly well. You look back at the Gold Club World Championship, we saw Noblesse running the Zarya, I believe, on Infernal Shrines and just basically walking down mid to win the game. If used correctly, she's incredibly powerful in the early game for her ability to do damage to structures, build up her shields. She does a lot of damage in general. And this is kind of a nice lineup for L5 where they kind of have 2 tanks and they've got this melee that could do quite a bit of peel. Range damage is removed here, but L5 has still so much to choose from right now.
MVP Miracle. And banning out ETC, I think L5 wins hard on that frontline damage, of course. And Miracle will be forced to choose. As they are actually banned out Tychus, they're actually going towards the Vala. Again.
Here we go. Double support Vala. And L5 is just going to look for some blow up. I think this is going to be a Li Ming game for Nacho Gen. I think this is the... Like, Tassadar has, since the rework, we talked about this a lot yesterday, he's got a larger burst shield. which doesn't persist, and you'll have calls and things like that. But I think if you have Li Ming, you're going to have to be a lot more careful about how you use your abilities against a Tassadar right now.
Yeah, we saw the combo variant taunt with that Ragnarok smash and Li Ming focusing on that skill shots. Maybe because they don't have a global hero and Swoi is super comfortable on Brightwing, they may actually go for Brightwing. Who knows?
It could be, and it could be Brightwing into a Sergeant Hammer even. The extra protection that Zarya will provide could kind of even that out. That's the other real hero that's left in terms of meta range damages. Gul'dan as well. Gul'dan Zarya could be quite powerful. Protect him. It's going to be Li Ming though. They're going to do Li Ming into the Tassadar. I'm worried about this a little bit. But I think if you time your skill shots correctly, it can be very powerful. And they're going to take Kharazim, that next level down meta healer.
And right away, it is going to be Honkana playing on Muradin, highly likely. So that's going to finish up the draft. Which draft do you like better?
I'm going to have to lean towards L5, to be honest. I don't think the Vala has been working very well for Miracle so far in this tournament. They may be able to change it, though, going into this first map. Dragonshire, L5, 9-0, undefeated, back-to-back international champions here. They won a finals against their opponents, MVP Miracle. Will Miracle be able to get revenge tonight? That's what we're going to find out, starting with our first map, Dragonshire. L5, back-to-back world champions. SC on Li Ming, Nachogen on Zarya, Jungha on Ragnaros, Noblesse on Varian, and Swoi on Kharazim.
And in red, MVP Miracle Honkana on Dehaka, Dami on Muradin, Sniper on Tassadar, Crazy Moving on Vala, and Darvish on Furion. Dami on Muradin, and Honkana on Dehaka. That's a switch.
Definitely so. Not how it normally works out. Perhaps Dami wants to explore other role options right now as he's kind of, I think, in terms of practice and his history, and probably why he was picked up is for his mastery of the melee assassin, but not so much. Like, Dehaka is just simply not the melee assassin, so maybe he's trying to switch off into that off-tank to maybe even go back into playing like Tyrael and things like that. We'll see. It's too early to say, but definitely a position swap here of some kind. Now, Swoi has only played Kharazim one time in this tournament. He's played him in the past as well. Honkano's actually nearly gets ganked here. But it's not the hero he normally prioritizes. Currently 6 Malphs, 2 Rhaegars. So L5 has actually been usually putting Malfurion up higher, even above Varian. So this is going to be a different Swoi that we see here. So he's already won 1 game with Kharazim, but it's his only game this season. So he's not on a comfort support here, and I'm curious to see how it's going to pan out. He's going to build, it looks to be, for the Radiant Dash and the Iron Fist as everybody else is building in Korea, but let's wait and see.
And also the reason why we were talking about Crazy Moving's Vala and MVP Miracle choosing Vala, they chose Vala 8 out of 14 games, and their win rate not so good. 3 wins, 5 losses, 37.5 win rate. So that's not too high, and as we saw why it was not working also. Even having that Tassadar, just Vala did not have the burst damage, which couldn't really focus on one target, and which made it Crazy Moving very high, very hard to fight against, especially when she gets taunted by that Variant.
Exactly, that's the key. When you have this solo damage that has only a slight escape in the vault, you're playing with fire when you have such an aggressive tank player like Honkano, because if Honkano loses too much health and has to go back, then Vala either will die and get picked, or will just not be unable to do damage. And neither of those situations are good for MVP Miracle. So Honkano playing a more conservative tank here in the Dehaka. He's not going to be always at the front lines. He's been looking for some drags, no doubt, but it's going to be a trade here on structures. It looks like a win for L5 for the time being, and they are going to rotate down. Nachogen coming over. Dami with a great Stormbolt there to deny Nachogen from getting in there and doing the damage he was looking for. Noblesse is in the bush, and so is Swoi. Dami better not get out here. He's going to be in a risky situation.
And on top, Honkano still taking that EXP, and when it comes to global 10 here comes SCS. He is caught for the moment, but escapes with that teleport. Leeming is very squishy. If you get caught with just one CC, enough damage would actually take her out. So has to be careful.
Definitely, especially before he gets his teleport upgrades later on. Looking for that level 7 Calamity currently. Noble S gets caught here, but Nachogen's is going to turn that into energy, and Dami is going to take an unfavorable trade. Actually, at the end of the whole things, this could be a pick. They're trying to get hit onto Noble S. That's the Stormbolt they were looking for. And they will get that kill there. So 1 kill for Miracle here, as Jungha going to continue to push this top lane. It required the Honkono rotate down. So he misses, I think he was going to lose like 4 or 5 minions from this wave on the tower.
A small amount of EXP, but still Tasta could soak in the mid, and they're trying to do some more damage, but Swoi's Kerosene is also pretty good. But he doesn't, even though he doesn't really favor playing Kerosene, but he's also really good, along with Merryday and Hyde.
Oh, that Stormbolt prediction?
Yes.
That is what I like to see.
It looks like Dami is having some fun with that Murden today. Let's see how
he builds it too, you know. He's gone
maybe a Haymaker.
He's already going into the queue actually for some stacks. We're looking for damage, and you know, we may see Haymaker, but more likely I think we're going to give him the axe later on. So I'm excited for that potential there. Noble S is a bit caught here. He has no way of getting out, so he may go down here. Swoi comes in for the heal, does walk past Honkono. Sniper while taking a lot of damage, so Miracle backs off in order to try to give him that peel and protect. This is going to be a big win for L5 because they all escaped, and they have these Siege Giants pushing. They may actually try to invade Siege Giants. We see the rotation down, actually, from Ragnaros. Looks like they were thinking about invading, but instead they're just going to push with the Giants and channel. Dami going to try to squat this, take it away, but it's too late. It's actually squatted, in fact, by Swoi instead. Gets the double dash away, and SC should get out as well. So Dragon Knight already pushing mid.
Yeah, with that, everyone alive. L5 took the lead, and Jungha already taking down this first wall. And also, Dami went for the Q talent instead of everything else from the first one.
Yeah, he's building up those stacks.
Yeah, that's why he's been building up the stacks and using it every single time, trying to get those stacks.
There's one more.
And he's been landing it pretty well too.
He gets the follow-up root onto Nachogen as well. Nachogen is just going to turn this again into energy, which does so much damage. Crazy moving gets blown up there, mostly in part by SC. Gets a reset and drops some more missiles down on there. But currently, the most important thing is that the Dragon Knight is uncontested. You can see Honkono is just trying to like discourage the Dragon Knight at this point, as it does finally expire. Getting 3 walls down here, and they have Heroics. Miracle's just going to have to sit back and turtle. They have Moonburn, so Darvish going to be able to help clear this wave a little bit faster than he would have otherwise. But still, very aggressive position here for L5, who will likely rotate up to steal this cap, as they're in perfect position to do so. Noblesse already starting that.
Yeah, as they're 10, and maybe Miracle still needs a little more time to hit that level 10 to get their heroics. L5 feels like they always make the right push, having the right people at the right place. It's L5.
It's almost like they've had this roster together all year long, and you know, like they just kind of like trying to stick together. It's like they got some good skills, got some good synergy. They're not going to try to hunt another better player.
But Jungha is caught for the moment, but not enough damage with Dami and Honkono. But it was worth it. Took out some HP. They hit 10, but that's not going to be enough. And it is not Haymaker, sadly. It is not Murden on Honkono. It is Dami, so...
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think we were going to see that, but let's wait and see what he builds into later, because I mean, there's definitely some potential to get a little bit more aggressive.
Yes.
Got to stay on there a little bit longer. The bot push with a stolen cap with no fort to buffer for it is actually starting to get some real value, which is going to allow L5 to take this camp first, and actually they're going to double camp right now. They also got the neutral camp in the bottom, so they've just totally controlled the macro of this game. And I mean, he has 1 kill on each side, but we could just really see in terms of like how the rotations have been played and how much value L5 has gotten without even having a global, just how smart this team is in terms of taking a small advantage and pushing it into a larger one. I mean, it's beautiful to watch.
Yeah, if it's... Well, L5 is close to 13. It's a little bit too scary to engage right now, as this is actually a pretty good time to get a pick off to have a team fight. But L5, of course, knowing that they're not going to fight too often before hitting that 13, and they'll start to really go in aggressive after they just hit 13 right now.
The shrines are available. Jungha gets the solo kill onto Hunkono there. I'm not entirely sure how that happened, but the camp is pushing while he's dead. This is going to be a free Dragon Knight. It looks like Nitrogen going to hold the position here. See if he channels it, or excuse me, SC. Going to channel that there. Going to take it.
No problem there, as they just had Hunkono, who's the one with global. He can join the fight later on, luckily, but having him dead for this entire time is going to cost him a lot.
Oh,
Crazy
boy.
Wave actually trying to... He tried. I think that was the best try they could have done.
The thing is, he tried, which is a problem, because he should not have been in position to actually be killed there. Should have actually just been sitting behind that, trying to get what EXP he could, and not... You should have been a pacifist, no conflict, just soaking.
And now without Vala, they have no damage, and this Dragon Knight is going to probably have the maximum benefit for L5.
Well, even Swoi is left to like do extra Iron Fist damage to the wall with no range. This is what we were talking about. If Vala's dead, you got a problem. And if you're going to solo Vala, she can't be dying. And she's been dying a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like this, the first 2 weeks of HGC Korea, I've been seeing a little bit of we've seen only a little bit of crazy moving because he's zoned out or dead, and it makes the Vala pick doesn't seem worth it when this continuously happens. Even talent tier here for Miracle, just barely, but obviously unable to contest. And now L5 is just going to push with these Giants to try to get the keep wall. Hunkono is just at the top, trying to soak, trying to find something.
Yeah, for the time, it looked like Miracle actually wanted to fight, but they had that stall. They had the patience. Hunkono was waiting for the right time to join the fight, and he actually didn't. Soaking up some top XP, but they are losing so much in this bot lane. And Nitrogen keeps on poking some damage.
Okay, L5 knocking down this wall, heading towards this keep. Siege Giant's relatively unhurt. Will eventually take it out here. Dami does pop Avatar here, which is a good trade for L5. They have 16. They have this talent lead. With the heals being put off here from Swoi. Big combo going down to Dami. And that is the end of the big front line here.
Yep, Cleanse was used a few seconds ago, and Hunkono way too late to join the fight. There's no way of a talent down, 5v4. This may actually be a keep gone if they actually want to engage on this. Nice grab on, but very nice cleanse from Swoi.
Silence, but no damage, because Vol is dead, so it doesn't matter. And Swoi is just going to roll with the heals here. He actually probably could have gone Echo of Heaven and just go for the big push to end the game with how this is going. This will be a dead keep, and perhaps more. I think they're just going to rotate back and take the neutral cap, and then move over to take blue side Giants. Going to have Jungha Hearth back. Actually, a few more Hearths here than I expected, just to make sure they're healthy.
L5 looks as strong as they are always. They're not... feel like they're a team, they don't have the roller coaster as anyone in the team. They keep keep the strength together all the time, even throughout all the match. Feel like they're really working as one. Have the right shot call, listening to the shot call, making the right call is one of the biggest thing too.
L5's like, you guys were hyped for today's match. That's cute.
That's nice.
That's nice.
MVP Miracle, they're trying their best and looking for a pick here, and Jungha not extending too much. Let's see how he's moving back all the time, just in case. Those kind of small moves, and L5 actually going to follow all the way up.
It's almost like they knew this was happening without even having vision, which is like a little terrifying. Just the thought of that is like a little bit terrifying, G-Clef.
It is.
They were like, well, why don't we just hide and rotate up and try to bait them into a fight? Luckily, they did check.
And we will also get Dragon Knight, and since Dehaka is just pushing bot, we don't even care about that.
Sniper was smart to use Oracle there, so at least that fight didn't go disastrously for them. But yes, as you mentioned, the Dragon Knight is taken because Hunkono was unable to do anything about that bot lane, and this is going to be a second keep here. We're still early in the game, so Dragon Knight's not incredibly scaled up yet. So this is not going to be a core unless they get a bunch of kills here.
But
let's watch Crazy moving, because he's the one who absolutely cannot die here.
Yeah, let's see if Miracle actually, Jungha goes into Molten Core, as Miracle is not 16 yet, so they're going to have a hard time fighting. Actually having better health conditions right now. Nitrogen on the front line with that DK.
He has that Light of the Kala, so he's got that extra armor here. Nitrogen will lose the Dragon Knight. You know, we did see Dami die already, but Crazy Moving is still alive. That's the most important thing. We do see Ice Block go off here as well. Noblesse going aggressively, and there's the taunt. Crazy Moving going to get that armor, but it's not enough. He goes down. Swoi barely alive. Swoi, the key player of this game in terms of healing, man. He has just been on point, and L5 will take game number 1, 10-1 over MVP Miracle. This was supposed to be the highlight match of the night, but maybe, maybe L5 has other plans.
Yeah, it looks like Miracle really needs to step up, and L5 picking that Zarya. I feel like Zarya gave the right shield at the right moment, and leaving, of course, getting that reset. Hunkono, we keep on saying negative things about Hunkono, but solo kill on top, that was very questionable. We didn't exactly see how it happened,
also,
but it happened.
Crazy Moving dying at the top fort as well. It feels like a lack of discipline. But when you're up against a team that is just so careful and so calculated and so frustratingly good at controlling everything about the map, sometimes you just feel desperate, like, no, maybe if I make that one-star play, maybe if they make a mistake, maybe I should be here, maybe I should be chunking him down with Vala, maybe that way we could somehow catch up, because I'm just trying to do everything I can. It's so frustrating to sit behind the fort and take EXP. That's all I can do. And so I'm going to move up. I am going to Q him, and then I'm going to die. And it's just a frustrating feeling to be up there.
Yeah, we also saw this kind of pressure when you keep on losing to a certain team. Like back in the old days, TNL always losing to MVP Black. Noblesse and all the other players, they were playing great against other teams, but MVP Black, and it just feels like we're seeing the same thing over again. And MVP Miracle against L5, and they've contested several times, just not able to take off a single map of L5 many times. I think that's giving them the pressure.
They're 10-0 now, L5 is, in this league. And they're looking to go 12-0. They want to get 2 more wins. I mean, Black's like, oh, man, we lost a game already. I guess we're just going to get second place at best. It's just utter domination. L5 will likely have map pick going into the second map as well, so we'll see what they've got planned here. I have a feeling we might go to Sky Temple, just because that's kind of been the trend of L5 went ahead. They take that second win on Sky Temple as quickly as they can.
Even also,
Cursed.
Yeah, unless Cursed. Cursed is also very highly picked in Korea. And it feels like the Vala is not working. It is not working too well, and I really expect MVP Miracle to change it up a little bit. There's also some others like Tychus or taking away Leeming, Gul'dan, some other DPS is available. I want
to see Miracle try to aggressively take control of the macro. We're going to go to Infernal. I want to see, well, not on this map necessarily, but I was going to say I want to see them not first ban Falstad, try to take Falstad for themselves, and try to control the macro with a global hero that's more able to be effective than... Daka is a great global. He can soak, he can push, but he doesn't gain as much as Falstad does. Falstad's ability to engage globally, like he has a global engage. Daka comes in, he's like, all right, I'm flanking, notice me please. Whereas Falstad is like, hello, all 5 of you are somewhere else now, and or, you know, I cut one person off, or I helped save my entire team from a disastrous situation. I think trying to maybe win on the fronts of engages with that macro control would be something that you could do against L5. I don't think Miracle is going to do it, especially not on this map, but it's something to consider perhaps going into our larger map that we go into for Game 3.
Yeah, L5 didn't even have a global hero in game number 1 and still out-macroed MVP Miracle. Just such a strong team right now.
That's what I'm saying. If you're going to try to out-global them, do it, go all in with it and take the Falstad.
Yep, and Falstad will be banned highly likely, but this map, as we saw in match number 1, we'll probably also see Kerrigan banned or taken within the first rotations of bans and picks.
Yeah, Miracle could ban Kerrigan here and take Falstad. Again, it's not his strongest map, but it's still something they could go to here. I'm going to ban Varian instead, which is also pretty reasonable.
Yep, Noblesse just way too strong in that front line, and Kerrigan is banned from L5 this time. They rather give them Falstad than Kerrigan.
Noticing a trend. Dami's melee heroes banned out. First the Zeratul, then the Kerrigan. It's tough to really commit a first pick Falstad here on this map for Miracle. I know that they're giving it some consideration. You can see Sniper right there on screen. He's going to be the Falstad player should they decide to go with it. But it's just I don't think they can commit it here. It's either going to be Rag, Falstad, or Malfurion, I imagine.
And as a mage, maybe even take Gul'dan from the beginning, so just to secure the pick, because highly likely it's going to be chosen from the other side also.
I think that you're absolutely right. It's tough to first pick a Gul'dan or a Falstad, neither that clinch first pick here. They're going to go Vala. Oh no. A little bit worried about this one. We'll see how they got it first pick this time, and they have a lot more opportunities to build into this composition.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't have to be solo Vala. It doesn't have to be solo Vala. I'm like, are you listening, Miracle? It doesn't have to be solo Vala. Gul'dan and Ariel take it immediately.
And Ariel is also not something that a lot of people actually think about. Ariel has pretty good wave clear just by herself with her sweep. So that also helps on the minion clears and the shrine fight.
I get a feeling we're going to see Zarya picked up in this rotation, or we're going to start to see something similar. We might see like Zarya ETC or Zarya Malfurion here. Mm-hmm. Look, L5 doesn't even have to pick the top tier meta heroes. They pick Gul'dan. There's a Zarya Malfurion. They pick Gul'dan into an Ariel. They take good wave clear. They take poke. Look at Monk on his face as well. It's not looking good. Well, they deny the Ariel pick, and I think L5 just knows what's up. I'm like, okay, well, you just take this Zarya Malfurion because I already know you're going to build this solo Vala composition, and
with that Vala, it makes Johanna even more stronger, as we saw. Yeah. This actually looks very close to our match number 1, where the blue side has been winning so many more games compared to the red side. Maybe it's a trend, some kind of those random trends that happens in esports. Like the left side always wins for some reason.
They're cursed.
Maybe. We'll see if that changes from today's match. But L5 looks like they're going to be the one taking this series so far.
Johanna ban.
A little bit surprising. I thought they were actually going to take Johanna instead.
I think they're trying to pull Miracle away from banning Tychus. I think they want Tychus, and that's why they're doing this.
And if they ban Tychus, they have a lot of other options to go around.
Another thing to keep in mind is Miracle could be now feeling like, we've got to take ETC from them, but then if they do that, then L5 like totally dominates the tanks because they have the next rotation of picks. I think L5 is just doing everything correctly right now, and if you look at Miracle's draft and you take their name away, like if this is black, I feel like, okay, this draft's pretty solid. I like where we're going here. But it just, the solo Vala has not worked for Miracle. You pointed it out. The Korean commentators, we've talked to them about it. They're completely concerned with Crazy Moving's huge commitment to this hero, the high prioritization, the solo damage that's been so significantly unsuccessful. This is a tough ban for Miracle. There's not a direct good pick. They're going to go with a Diablo. And this means I think L5 just takes the ETC rapidly.
Or even with Tychus.
Yeah.
To have that solid DPS damage coming from the back line. They have lots of options. ETC, Johanna Diablo ban. Oh, Rag was still open. I forgot about that for a second.
That's fine. Wasn't even a must pick here, to be honest, I feel. Just going to take the ETC. They lock down the tanks. Now what tank is Miracle going to pick? Muradin is